Welcome everyone to Therapeutic Yoga today. An entire therapeutic yoga class focusing on diabetes. Now, what you're going to need for class are just two things: a chair without arms and the yoga mat. And what we're going to be dealing with today is stress diabetes. So, when we think of diabetes, it's important to understand that there's actually two types of diabetes. So, insulin dependent diabetes, which is basically an insulin deficiency. So, oftentimes these are people that are diagnosed very young in life. That is not what we're dealing with today. That is not what we're focusing on for this yoga class. We're focusing on type 2 diabetes, so non-insulin resistance diabetes, or what is often referred to as hyperglycemia. And so when we think of hyperglycemia or non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, it is commonly called stress diabetes. Now, why is that? Well, I have three staggering statistics for you. Number one, at least 1/5 of all individuals over the age of 65 have stress diabetes. Number two, over 10% of all healthcare dollars are dedicated to the treatment of non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. That is a shocking statistic when you think about our entire healthcare system in the United States. And then finally, number three, and this is the reason we're doing diabetes in a yoga class today. 90% of all diagnosed stress diabetes individuals, the main cause is lifestyle changes. So when we look at research and science on stress diabetes, what are the key lifestyle things that are important for us to address? So there are five, so that you understand why we're doing this class together today. The first one is the most important one, and that is physical inactivity. So a lot of times as individuals are aging, they become less active and increase their weight. And here comes the insulin resistance and the effect on the pancreas. Number two is overnutrition. Now, that is not a common term you hear. Overeating is a common term you hear, but it really is in the true healthcare world, it is overnutrition that directly results in obesity, specifically obesity that attacks the viscera or obesity in the center of your abdominal region. But there are three other key things that actually are attributed lifestyle wise to stress diabetes, and they are depression. The fourth one would be smoking, which obviously the simplest thing I'm going to say to you about smoking is stop smoking or go and get medical advice to help yourself stop smoking. And finally, the last one, which is where stress diabetes gets its name from, is chronic stress. So how can yoga help stress diabetes or non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus? Well, when we look at research, there's actually a lot of research on yoga and diabetes related to stress diabetes. And what we know is if we practice regular yoga, which is a class that I'm going to provide for you today, if that is done a minimum of 2 to 3 times per week, in the research, what they have shown, and I'm looking at 23 research studies that are all high-level randomized controlled trials, they show that 91% of the individuals that participated showed a decrease in their glucose resistance or intolerance. Second, they show improvements in their lipid profile, and most importantly, third, they show a reduction in their body weight and their body composition, meaning how much is muscle and how much is fat. So let's get started with our yoga class. Today's class is going to be a lot of movement, but we're going to start the class in sitting. Now, the reason we're doing that is anybody can do this first half of class. So if you know somebody that is inactive, overweight, or has diabetes, send this video to them and say, do the first few minutes of the class. If you can't get to the floor, that doesn't mean you can't participate. It just means you can't do the full hour. Second, we're going to make it up to standing with support of a chair. third, and finally, we will make it down to the chair, to the floor. All right, so find yourself sitting in a chair and start with having yourself so that half of your body or half of your legs are off the chair. Your feet are resting on the floor so that your feet are underneath your knees, and have yourself nice and tall. So we're going to talk about two particular breathing exercises that are very effective with diabetes today. The first one is what's called a breath hold after exhalation. So we're going to practice that first. And then the second one is what's called ujjayi breath, or ocean breath. And that's the breathing technique that we're going to use for all of our movements today. But let's practice that breath hold exercise first. So nice and simply, take your hands and make a fist. Once you have the fist, take that fist and place it right below your rib cage. So you should be above your belly button, but below your rib cage. When we think about the pancreas, so that is the visceral organ that produces insulin. It sits in the center and to the left side of our abdomen. So if we put a fist right here in the center, we're going to be working on treating that upper central abdominal area, hopefully positively affecting your pancreas today. So as you have that fist kind of holding into that area, sit nice and tall, shoulder blades back and down, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a deep inhale into that fist through the nose. Now exhale through the nose. Feel that fist go inward. Now hold your breath, suck your belly in, and then let go. So we're going to take an inhale in for a few seconds. We're going to take an exhale out for a few longer seconds. And then what I want you to do is really suck that belly in and allow yourself to hold that breath for about 5 seconds. Let's try that 3 times. So put that fist into that belly area so you can feel that that's where that air is going when you use that diaphragm. Nice deep inhale into the belly. Exhale out. Now hold your breath, suck your belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job. Let's do that again. Push that fist into the belly. Take the inhale into the fist. Take the exhale out. Hold that fist in, suck that belly in, hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very nice. One more time. Fist is into that upper abdomen area. Take a deep inhale into that fist. Exhale that air out a little slower. Now hold your breath. Suck that belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very nice. So that sucking that air in on the end of that exhale and holding that breath in is also called a bandha or a bind. It's where you're really tightening and pulling in those abdominal muscles. It puts compression on that pancreas, a very excellent breathing exercise to help with stress diabetes. All right, let's move on to the second breathing exercise that we're going to use throughout the class today. So ujjayi breath or ocean breath. Now the concept behind this is you're really trying to control your breath at the back of your throat. So the way to learn how to do this breath is to start with exhaling out through your mouth, kind of like if there was a mirror in front of you that you're steaming this up. So sit up nice and tall for me, weight through your legs. Take a deep inhale in first. Now open your mouth and let that air exhale as you can imagine something steaming up a mirror in front of you. Try that one more time. In through the nose, open that mouth. Exhale that air out through the mouth. So feel how you're pushing that air out through the back of the pharynx or the back of the throat. Now, to create that ujjayi breath, all you now do is close that mouth, but have that same control of the air as it comes out through the nose on the exhale. So give it a try. Deep inhale into the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Hear that sound. More abdominals need to be used, more neck musculature needs to be used. So I like to think of it as using the core of your neck to get that air out on the exhale. So, as we move our body today, I want you to think about hearing that air coming in through your nose and really focusing on hearing that air coming out through your nose on the exhale. All right, now gently move yourself so that you're on the left corner of your chair. Now, make sure you're in a sturdy enough chair that you're not going to fall off. Once you're there, allow your feet to place underneath your knees. Let's begin with doing some movement with that Ujjayi breath. So try this together with me. Take your hands, bring them to the center of your heart. Take an inhale, and as you inhale, hear that air and bring your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, lean forward, bring your hands down onto your knees, gaze down between your feet. As you inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest, look up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, let the chin come down, curl the spine all the way down. Slowly inhaling, let yourself roll your spine back up. And then exhale, bring your hands to the center of your heart. So that's one cycle of the movement. Let's see if you can do that a couple of times, and then we'll introduce some leg movement. So let's give that a try. Inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhaling, bringing the hands down to the legs, weight shifting forward. Inhaling, lifting the chest and head, straightening the elbows. Exhaling, dropping the chin to the chest, curling the chest down, looking down to the feet. Start at your tailbone. Slowly inhale yourself back up to the starting position. And exhale, bring your hands to the center of the heart. Very nice. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, hands come down. Weight shift the rib cage over the legs. Inhaling, lifting the chest, looking up, gazing at the ceiling, straightening those elbows. Exhale, curling the chin down, rolling the rib cage down, looking down at the feet as the bend of the elbows occurs. Start at that tailbone now. Slowly inhale, bring your spine nice and tall. And then exhale, bring your hands to the center of your heart. Very good. Now, let's add one more extra round of breath in there. So do this with me. Hands are to the center of your heart. Take an inhale, lift up. As you exhale, drop your hands down to your knees, rib cage forward, weight shift forward. Inhale, straighten the elbows, lift the chest, gaze all the way up. Exhale, drop the chin down, drop the chest down, drop the elbows, bend. Take the right hand to the left hand. Now put all of the weight into the left leg here. Can you inhale and move your right leg, back behind you? Exhale here. Now with that right hand, can you inhale, lift that right hand up, look up, lift your chest, and then exhale, bring the right hand back to the left hand. Can you inhale, slide that right foot back in? Can you exhale here? Start at that tailbone. Inhale, slowly bring everything back up nice and tall, and exhale your hands to your heart. 2 more times, and then we'll switch it to the other side. Let's give it a try. Just listen to me. Have your breath matching when I say inhale and exhale. Here we go. Inhale, lifting the arms up, lifting up through the chest as you gaze up. Exhale, forward, bending that rib cage. Let the elbows bend, gaze down to the feet. Here we go. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the elbows, gaze all the way up. Start at the chin. Exhale, curl the chin down, curl the rib cage, bend the elbows, look back down at the feet. Right hand to the left hand. Inhale, step that right leg back behind you a little bit in your chair. Exhaling here. Right hand. Inhale, lift that body up, gaze all the way up. Exhale, curl that chin down, rib cage down, hand comes back down. Bring the right foot back in. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Slowly start at your tailbone. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more round. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, folding forward as your hands come to your thighs. Bend the elbows, drop the gaze down to the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the neck, gaze all the way up, straighten those elbows. Exhale, chin comes to chest, rib cage curls down, bend the elbows, right hand to left hand. Right leg, inhale, bring it behind you as you hold yourself there, exhaling here. Right hand, inhale, lift it all the way up in the air. Can you gaze up with that thumb? And then exhale, curling the head down, rib cage down, hand comes back down, right leg comes back in, right hand to the right leg. Start to inhale, slowly uncurl the tailbone spine, sit nice and tall, and exhale, bring your hands to the center of your chest. You got it. Now, just gently turn yourself over to this right side. Challenge yourself to work on that ujjayi breath. Can you make that ocean sound on every single movement that you do with your body, whether it's just the upper body moving or the upper and the lower body moving? So on this side, we're going to do 3 rounds of the upper body only with the ujjayi breath. And then we'll do 3 rounds introducing the left leg to the movement. All right, so check in that your feet are underneath your knees. You're sitting nice and tall. Let's start with our hands in the center of our heart. Here we go. Take a nice deep inhale. Lift the arms up. Gaze goes up. Lengthen through the body. Exhale, drop the hands down onto the legs. Bend the elbows. Weight comes forward. Look at your toes. Very nice. From here, inhale, straighten those elbows, lift that chest, gaze all the way up as you lengthen your neck. Now start at that neck on that exhale, bring the chin to the chest, rib cage comes down, elbows bend. Slowly starting at your tailbone. Inhale, bringing yourself nice and tall, back up into sitting, and then exhale, hands come back to the center of your chest. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting. Nice ujjayi ocean breath here. Exhale, folding over, hands to the thighs, rib cage, gaze down to your big toes. Inhale, lifting that chest, straightening that elbows, looking up to that ceiling. Exhale, drop that chin down, let that rib cage drop, bend those elbows, gaze down to the feet. Start at that tailbone, slowly inhaling as you bring the spine all the way up. Exhaling, bringing the hands back to the center of the heart. 1 more time. Inhaling, lifting nice and high. Exhaling, folding over as those hands meet the thighs. Gaze comes down, elbows are bent. Inhale, really straighten those elbows. Lift that chest, gaze up for me. Exhale, curl that chin under, rib cage curls under, elbows bend, tailbone. Inhale, slowly start to strengthen and lengthen the spine as you sit back up. And exhale, hands come back to the center of the heart. Very good. Let's introduce the left leg for 3 more rounds. Inhale, lifting nice and high. Exhale, folding over, hands to thighs, bend the elbows, weight shift, gaze down. Inhale, lengthening up, lift the chest, straighten the elbows, gaze comes up. Exhaling, chin comes down, rib cage comes down, bend the elbows, left hand to right hand. Inhale, step that left leg back here. Exhale, hold that position. Left hand, drop it. Inhale, lift that arm in the air, gaze up towards that thumb. Exhale, hand comes down, chin and rib cage come down, place it down. Left foot comes back, left hand. Start at the tailbone, slowly inhale, coming all the way back up tall. And exhale, hands to the center of the heart. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting, get that movement as we're opening up here. Exhaling, folding, bend the elbows, rib cage drop, gaze down. Inhale, now really straighten those elbows, gaze up as you lengthen that chest up. Exhale, curl that chin under, rib cage under, bend those elbows, left hand to right hand. Inhale, step that left leg back. Exhaling here, make sure you've got your balance. Drop that left hand down. Inhale, lift nice and high, gaze up at that thumb. And then exhale, curl the chin and chest down as the hand comes down, leg comes back in, left hand to left thigh. Start that inhale, slowly unroll that spine to that seated position, and exhaling, hands to the center of the heart. One more round. Inhaling, lifting nice and high, and exhaling, folding over to those thighs, lengthening that neck, looking at the feet. Inhale, lengthening that spine, lifting up, gazing all the way up, straightening those elbows. And exhaling, curl that chin, curl that rib cage, bend those elbows down. Left hand to right thigh. Inhale, step that left leg back here. Exhale, let yourself feel sturdy in that right leg. Drop the left hand. Inhale, lift the highest you can now. Last one, lift high, gaze up there. Then exhale, drop that hand down, drop the rib cage down, bring the left leg back, hand to the left leg. Inhale, last time in sitting, sit up nice and tall, curl that spine from the tailbone up, and exhale, hands to the center of your heart. Very nice. Gently turn yourself back to the center. How did you do? So if you were not counting, we did a total of 12 flow or movements of yoga as we were inhaling and exhaling through that controlled Ujjayi breath, really getting that upper abdomen to work and really making that pancreas get a nice massage. All right, one more round of 3 breath holds through that upper abdomen on the exhale before we make our way to standing. So fist, bring that fist back into that upper abdomen area. So you're above your belly button, you're below your rib cage. Once you're in that position, put some weight into your feet, weight into your legs, sit up nice and tall here. Now, take a slow inhale into your nose, push the belly out, push the fist out. Exhale, feel the fist coming in, feel the fist coming in. Now hold your breath, pull that abdomen up and in. Hold it there, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and relax. Very nice. 2 more times. Inhale, expand the belly out as the diaphragm pushes down, increasing abdominal pressure. Exhaling, abdominals begin to contract. Now, hold your breath, really pull those abdominal muscles in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax the abdominal muscles. Last time, last thing in sitting. Take a deep inhale, push the fist outward. Exhale, pull the abdominals gently in, feel the fist be pushed inward. Now, hold your breath, pull that belly up and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fully relax. Very nice. I literally even feel my pelvic floor pull up when I pull that belly up and in. That's a good sign, by the way, if you felt that as well at home. Okay, now we are making our way to standing. So for those of you that are pretty much sitting bound at this point, this would be a great place to kind of stop your practice, and then you would just repeat what we did in sitting 2 to 3 times per week, including the breathing exercises. What I want everybody else to do is to place your hands on your knees, hinge yourself forward using the strength of your arms and the strength of your legs. Take a deep inhale here, exhale, push into your feet, push into your hands, and get yourself up into a standing position. Now, gently turn yourself on your yoga mat so that your chair is to the side of you and you're facing the chair and it is in line with your yoga mat. Once you're in that position, have your feet hip distance apart. Allow yourself to kind of shift your weight right to left for a second, maybe even front to back for a second, and see if you can get equal weight into the balls of your feet and your heels. Take a moment to kind of lock and tighten your knees and then relax your knees. Take a moment to feel your hands on your pelvis and tuck your tailbone under and tilt your tailbone and see if you can find that halfway position. Check in that the weight goes straight down through your feet. Now, take a moment to take a nice deep inhale and lift your chest up, gaze down at your feet, and then just relax and let your belly relax. Shoulders, just gently shrug your shoulders up together. Turn your hands all the way to the back of the room. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulder blades settle down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze straight ahead of you. So on top of your chair, so find something in front of you to look at for a second. Now stay in that mountain pose. Allow yourself to, if it's in your practice and in your balance, to gently close your eyes right here. So just keep your eyes closed and start to feel left and right foot and begin to slowly inhale and slowly exhale. Slowly inhale, slowly exhale. Feel those balance between those front and back of your feet, right and left of your feet. Now, gently open your eyes and bring your hands back to the center of that heart. So just like in sitting, we did a flow of movement with our Ujjayi breath. We're going to do the same thing in standing. Now, this does not require a tremendous amount of balance, but do what you feel is comfortable for your body. Remember, what we're doing today is working on breath work and working on moving our body, two key elements of lifestyle changes to combat that stress diabetes. So do what you're able to do. Don't cause yourself to fall. Don't cause yourself any pain. All right, let's give this a try. So here's what we're going to do. From the hands to the heart, you're going to take an inhale and reach your hands forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips and your knees and bring your hands to your chair. Now your weight is still in your legs here. So the next Ujjayi breath inhale, you're going to bring the weight onto your hands. And then on the exhale, you're going to slightly bend those elbows, lengthen your neck, and look at those big toes of yours. Then you're slowly going to inhale, push yourself back so that the weight is through your feet, and curl your spine up, and exhale and bring your hands to the center of your heart. Pretty easy, but you know we're going to be adding legs second, right? All right, so let's get going. Let's do our first 3 rounds of this. So inhale, bring the hands forward. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge the hips, hands come to the chair. Now inhale, weight shift onto the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, lengthen the neck, look at your feet. Start your inhale, shift your weight back, and slowly curl your spine all the way up. And exhale, hands come back to the center of your heart, maybe even smile. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips, drop yourself to the chair. Inhale, weight shift onto your arms. Exhale, bend your elbows, lengthen your neck, gaze at your big toes. Now, inhale, push yourself into your legs as you curl yourself all the way up, and exhale your hands to the center of your heart. Last time doing straight movements, inhaling forward, exhaling forward bend, hands to the chair, inhaling modified halfway lift, weight onto the hands. Exhaling, bending the elbows, lengthening the neck, gazing at the toes. Inhale, push your weight into your legs, slowly curl yourself up as you push into the floor, and exhale, hands to the center of the heart. Now, let's introduce one little leg movement into our yoga flow in standing. This requires a little bit more balance. So if you feel like you cannot do it, you can just hold yourself in the weight-bearing chair pose until we join back with you. Let's give this a try. So we're going to move the right leg first. So take that inhale, arms forward. Exhale, forward bend, hands to the chair. Inhale, halfway lift, put the weight onto your hands. Exhale, a modified forward fold, bend the elbows, lengthen the neck, gaze at those big toes. Now, try this if you can. Step your right leg 2 feet back. Slowly inhale as you push yourself all the way up into that right leg. And exhale, gently tuck your tailbone under. Right arm, inhale it up. Exhale, come back down to the chair. Left hand meets, right hand comes in. Inhale, lift the body weight forward. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze at the toes. Weight shift back to your feet. Inhale, curl that spine all the way up, and exhale, hands come to the center of your heart. Now we're going to move the left leg. Here we go. Inhale, hands forward. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the chair. Inhale, weight shift forward, lengthen your spine and neck. Exhale, bend those elbows, gaze down at those toes. Staying right here, step the left leg back. Make sure the outside of your foot lines up with your mat. Right hand to the right knee. Inhale, push yourself back up onto that left leg. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Right arm, inhale, lift it up. And then as you exhale, weight shift that, left arm forward, right hand comes forward, left foot comes in. Inhale, weight shift forward onto the hands. Exhale, bend the elbows, lengthen the neck, gaze at those big toes. Weight shift your weight back into your legs. Inhale, slowly coming up. And exhale, hands to heart. 2 more rounds. Let's see if you can do it. Inhaling, arms forward. Exhaling, forward fold, hands to that chair. Inhaling, halfway lift, weight shift onto those hands, lengthen your neck and spine. Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze down at those big toes. Step the right leg back, left hand, left knee. Use the right hand and the strength of your trunk. Inhale, push yourself all the way up. Boy, that's a good balance challenge, isn't it? Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Right hand, inhale it up. And then exhale, bring it forward onto the chair. Left hand comes onto the chair. Right foot comes forward. Inhale, reaching forward onto the chair. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze at those big toes. Weight shift back into your legs. Curl that spine up on the inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands forward. Exhale, forward fold onto your chair, hipping hinge, bending the knees. Inhale, leaning forward, halfway lift modification. Exhale, bending the elbows, keep the neck long, gaze at those feet. Step the left leg back, right hand, right knee. Here we go. Nice, strong and balance here. Inhale, weight shift yourself all the way back to that left leg. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Very nice. Left hand, inhale it up. And then as you exhale, left hand, right hand onto the chair, left foot forward. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhaling, bending the elbows, gazing at the big toes. Shift your weight back into your legs. Uncurl the spine, inhaling all the way up. Hands to your heart, smile on your face, exhaling here. How's your Ujjayi breath going? Can you hear your ocean breath? 1 more round, and then we will make it down to the floor. Here we go. Inhaling, hands forward. Exhaling, forward bend onto the chair. Inhaling, halfway lift onto the chair. Lengthen that spine and neck. Exhale, bend those elbows, gaze at those big toes. Right leg, step that right leg back, left hand, left thigh. Inhale, push yourself all the way up, get that balance and strength. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Right hand, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, reach it for the chair. Left hand meets the right, right foot comes in. Take an inhale, lengthen that spine forward, weight onto the hands.
Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze down at the big toes, weight shift yourself back. Inhale, curl that spine all the way up, and exhale, hands to the center of your heart. Last time, inhaling, arms forward. Exhaling, modified forward bend, hands to chair. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen that spine. Exhaling, bend those elbows, gaze down at the big toes. Step that left leg back. Right hand, right thigh. Here we go. Big, strong movement here. Inhale, push yourself all the way up. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, tighten those abdominals. Left hand, inhale it, reach it forward. Exhale, fold it over onto the chair. Right hand meets, left foot in. Inhale, lengthen that spine, weight onto those hands. Exhale, bend those elbows, gaze back to those big toes. Inhale, push your weight back into your legs, curl yourself all the way up, shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, hands to heart, and big smile on your face. Very good. So you did, at this point, a beautiful 15 minutes or so of flow and sitting to really stimulate that upper abdominal, that pancreas, get your body movement and work on that controlled breath. You did the same thing in standing. What we're now going to do is make our way down to the mat. So for those of you that cannot get down to the floor, then you can just participate with doing what we're doing in the chair and just kind of follow along. For those of you making it down to the floor, here's what I want you to do. Get down to the floor safely. So step 1 foot forward, step 1 foot back near the chair. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, bring those hands down to the chair. Then bend the back leg down, slowly lower down into half kneeling. Take the opposite leg down, and then just simply move your chair away from you. So as you move your chair, just kind of gently get it out of your way. And now we are down to the mat. So in this position, see if you can get your knees hip distance apart. Look back to see that your feet line up with your knees. Hands line up so that your wrists and elbows and shoulders are all in alignment. Big thumbs, pull them in. Index fingers, have them straight ahead of you. Outer 3 fingers, have them all being pulled out. Let's go through what's called a cat-cow here. So as you take an inhale, sink your belly, sink your spine, lift your tailbone, shoulder blades back, lengthen that neck and look up. And as you exhale, pull that chin into the chest, curl that rib cage under today, tuck that tailbone, and reach that gaze into the belly button. 2 more times. Inhale, let the belly lengthen and lift the chest, gaze up. That's our focus today for diabetes. Exhale, pull that chin into the chest, rib cage pulls under, arch through that back, tuck that tailbone. And final time here, inhaling. Are you using Ujjayi breath? And exhale. Let me hear that ocean breath. And then just gently sit yourself back onto your heels if you can. Soften your elbows as your belly meets your thigh. Rest your head gently down to the mat. If your head cannot meet the mat, place your elbows onto your mat and rest your hands and your head to be in a nice supported position of a modified child's pose. Now, in this position, just lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and start to take nice, slow, deep inhales and exhales into your belly. Deep inhales, deep exhales, all the way into that belly. One more, deep inhale, deep exhale into that belly. Then slowly bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. We are not doing flow yoga anymore, but we are going to be working through 2 poses that are very, very good for stress diabetes because it does put the tension on that upper abdomen area where the pancreas is located. So here's what I want you to do.
I want you to drop your elbows down. Make sure you can see that your hips and your knees stack one on top of the other. Drop your elbows down onto the floor and slowly begin to kind of let your shoulder blades sink and your chest sink towards the floor. So this is a modification of puppy pose. Now, if you can even walk your hands out a little further. But if that creates any issues with your shoulders, then keep your elbows a little closer underneath your shoulders. How close can you drop your chest and the crown of your head towards the floor? Now, in this position, nice, good stretch to that upper chest, to the chest and the upper abdomen area. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, what I want you to do is pull yourself forward onto your elbows, drop your belly to the floor, and stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. Sphinx pose. So we're just going to transfer back and forth from puppy pose to Sphinx pose a couple of times here. So in this position, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, pull your shoulder blades back and down, but lift your chest for a moment. So have a nice strong Sphinx pose. Gaze down between your thumbs. Squeeze your gluteals and tighten your abdominals here. Index fingers are pointed forward. Now in this position, I want you to try that exhalation breath hold. So imagine that that fist is in that upper abdomen area. Take a nice slow deep inhale into your nose and then exhaling out. Now, can you pull your abdomen up and in? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the abdomen back to the floor. Relax your belly back down. Lift the shoulder blades away, shoulder blades back and down. Make sure you haven't lost the neck alignment, chin tucked. Let's do that one more time before we transfer back to puppy pose. So in this position, nice deep inhale into that upper abdomen. Exhaling out. Now, hold your breath, pull that abdomen up and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax the abdomen. Very nice. Now, from this position, start to lift your hips up, walk your knees, your elbows back a little bit. Find yourself so that you have your hips and your knees stacked again. And then slowly start to drop the rib cage. Straighten the elbows if you can one more time. So if you can go into full puppy pose, by all means transition into full puppy pose. Take a nice deep inhale here and an exhale here. One more time, deep inhale and exhale. And then take a deep inhale into your belly, and on your exhale, wisp yourself back into that Sphinx pose. And so if there's adequate strength, what you can do is you can inhale into puppy pose, exhale into Sphinx pose. So hang out in Sphinx pose if you want. If you've got sufficient shoulder strength and no issues with your shoulders, try 3 movement breaths with me from puppy pose to Sphinx pose. Let's give it a try here. So find those elbows stacked underneath those shoulders, index fingers forward, thumbs are in, outer 3 fingers. Pull those shoulder blades back and down, lift that rib cage. You can stay here and work through deep inhales or deep exhales. If you've got it in your practice, let's try that flow of movement between puppy and Sphinx. Excellent for that pancreas. Let's give it a try. So take your inhale as you push yourself to puppy pose. Exhale back to Sphinx pose. Again, inhale, puppy pose. Exhale, Sphinx pose. One last time. Inhale, puppy pose, and exhale, Sphinx pose. Very nice. How did you do? Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your tailbone under, allow yourself to push all the way back into that child's pose. Sit yourself on your heels. Have it so that your belly is coming all the way down onto your thighs, chest down onto the knees. Soften those elbows. Drop the head towards the floor.
Again, if your head does not meet the floor, we don't really have a lot of tools that we're using today. So just take your hands and support your head in whatever position is comfortable for you. Now, nice deep inhale here and exhaling out. Nice deep inhale and exhaling out. You've got it. Now slowly bring yourself up into hands and knees and then drop yourself down onto your left hip. So we're going to do some spinal twisting in sitting now. So what I want to do is give a little bit of a precaution or warning. If you have any sort of osteoporosis of your spine, you don't really want to be doing weight-bearing twisting if you have osteoporosis of your spine. And so what I would encourage you to do for the remainder of class, if you know that you have osteoporosis, is make your way down onto your back. We will end there, but make your way down onto your back, and you can work on just doing spinal twisting with us as we do it in 2 different positions in sitting. For those of you that have more density of your spine, and it could be that it's normal density or osteopenia, you're certainly not going to be as precautioned to do any sort of spinal twisting in a seated position. So let's give these poses a try that are excellent for stress diabetes. So place yourself so that you are facing the side of your yoga mat. Your left shin bone is facing the side of the yoga mat. The right shin bone is facing the bottom of your yoga mat. Then in that position, place your left hand on the floor beside you to the left. Now, all you're going to do is do a revolved twist to the left. So if you can think about your pancreas being right here, all you're doing is wringing it out like a really big, heavy, wet sponge. That's what I want you to be thinking about or visualizing in your head. So take your right hand, nice deep inhale, lift that hand up in the air, and as you exhale, twist yourself to the left. Very nice. Now in that position, can you inhale and lengthen yourself even taller? Can you exhale and bend your elbows a little bit? Yes. Lengthen your neck. Feel that twisting through that rib cage. Feel that pancreas being twisted out. If you want to drop down on your elbows and you have that in you, you can do that. Take another deep inhale here and an exhale here. And slowly come back up onto your hands. If you have gone down onto your elbows, take an inhale, straighten your elbows here. Exhale here, right hand, inhale, lift it all the way up, and exhale, drop it back down. So it is a seated twist that really wrings out that upper abdomen area. So it's excellent for dealing with stress diabetes, obesity, anything where we want to get some good movement happening and get some things happening in that upper abdomen area. So let's try it one more time on this side, and then we'll switch to the other side. So left hand, place it next to you on the left side of your body. You're still in the same Z pose through your legs. Take an inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, twist around to that left side. In this position, take a nice deep inhale, lift the spine forward, lengthen the neck. As you exhale, bend the elbows and find that beautiful twist. If you have it in you, drop yourself down onto your elbows. Take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, maybe even drop a little bit more. Deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. Bringing the hands back underneath you. Take a deep inhale, straighten the elbows. Exhaling here, right hand, inhale, lift it up, and windmill it around as you exhale. All right, so nice and simple. Bring the right leg in, take the left leg out, everything all over again on the opposite side. So can you line up the right shin bone with the side of your mat, line up the left shin bone with the bottom or top of your mat. Place your right hand to the right side of you.
Left hand, take that nice deep inhale, lift it up, and as you exhale, windmill that hand around. In this position, take a nice deep inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen the chest, lift that neck, and then exhale, just bend the elbows down. Now, staying here, if that's where you want to be in your twist. Otherwise, you can drop yourself down onto your elbows. Take a deep inhale and exhaling, dropping here. One nice deep inhale and exhale here. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Bring those hands back underneath. Elbows stay bent. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhaling here, left hand, inhale it up as you windmill it around, and exhale, come back up. Obviously, I hope you feel that we're tackling some issues through the spine and the hips at the same time, even though our focus today is diabetes. Right hand, place it back next to you. Last round here. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Exhale, bring it up and over. Find that square shoulder blades or collarbones. Take the deep inhale, reaching nice and forward here. Exhale, bending those elbows. Beautiful. Drop the elbows down. If you have it in you, take another deep inhale forward and exhaling here. Maintain this. Get that deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Walking the hands back underneath the shoulder, elbows are bent. Inhale, lift yourself up here. Take that Ujjayi breath here, and then windmill that left arm. Inhale it all the way up, and then exhaling it over. Very nice. Now, we are going to do a seated twist. Last spinal twist that we're going to be doing in a seated position before we end our class laying down. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your right leg and straighten it out completely, and take your left foot and cross the left foot up and over the right knee. Then take the right hand and bring it to the opposite side of the left knee. Now, use your knee and your hand. Take a deep inhale and sit yourself up nice and tall. So this is about trying to wring out that upper abdomen and get a gentle twist, not causing any harm. So make sure you're not in a forced flexion of your thoracic spine. Left hand now, take a deep inhale, lift that hand up, and as you exhale, reach that hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen that spine up. Exhale, gaze behind you, look through that left shoulder all the way behind you. Can you hold this for a nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out? One more time. Deep inhale into that belly and exhaling out. Holding on to that left elbow or left knee with the right hand. Left hand, inhale it all the way up, and exhale, unrotate. All right, just switch yourself around. I'm just going to turn me so I'm still facing you. Left leg is straight out. Right foot, bring it up and over the left knee. So doing some nice work here for the gluteals and iliotibial band, by the way. Left hand comes up and over the right knee. Now in this position, take that inhale and sit up nice and tall, and then exhale here. Now let's get that right arm movement. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, there's your twist right there. Once your hand is behind you, take a deep inhale, lengthen that spine, and then exhale, gaze behind that left shoulder. Look all the way through and beyond it. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more time here. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Starting with that right hand, inhale that arm up, windmill it as you untwist your body and exhale down. Very good. Now, all we have left to do is make our way down to our mat. So just lay down on your side. Once you're laying down on your side, slowly rotate over onto your back. Keep your knees bent for a minute. Let's take a second to just kind of do a quick opening through our hips. Check in that your shoulder blades are underneath you. Your neck is long. Your chin is gently tucked. We've already spinal twisted twice, so we don't need to do another, but we're going to do one quick little gentle in a second. But take your right knee up to your chest. Take your left leg down on the mat. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pull that knee into the chest. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin. Holding yourself right here. Deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. Then simply taking the left hand to the right knee, right hand out to the side of you. Just take a nice deep inhale here, and on the exhale, just a gentle twist. Feel the pelvis lift, low back lift, rib cage lift. Feel yourself just get to that shoulder blade. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin to your chest, and allow yourself to gaze at that right thumb. And take a deep inhale here. And exhale. One more time, deep inhale in and exhale. Slowly unrotate the head. Start at that right shoulder blade and de-rotate the spine back to the center. Right knee is still back into your chest. Slide that left foot up onto the floor. Release the right foot to the floor. And then take your left knee to your chest. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest. Right leg, slide that leg down. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, deep pull with that left knee into your chest. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Give me a nice deep inhale here. Exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then just take the right hand to the outside of the left hand out to the side of your body. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, even though your inflections start to lift the pelvis, the low back, and the rib cage, get to that left shoulder blade, lengthen that neck, settle the chin, turn that gaze towards that left hand. Chin towards the shoulder form and keep that neck long. Deep inhale here and exhale. And one more breath, deep inhale in and exhaling. Slowly turn your head back to the center. De-rotate that spine all the way until that knee is back to your chest. Slide the right leg up. Once the right leg is up, bring the right knee to your chest as well. Take a deep inhale here and exhale. Pull those knees into your chest. Deep inhale into your belly. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly drop the right foot down to the mat, followed by the left foot. Once you're in that position, make sure your low back is in a comfortable position. Slowly let the right leg come down to the right corner of the mat. The left leg comes down to the left corner of the mat. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Roll those shoulder blades underneath you. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Palms, lift them up to the ceiling. Rest yourself right there. While you are keeping that body still and just going to a normal breathing pattern, I want you to take a moment to think about those 5 lifestyle factors that are causative of 90%, guys, 90% of the new diagnosed non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. So when we think about that list, here we go. Physical activity. What can you do to increase your physical activity? Overnutrition. What can you do to help fuel your body rather than fatten your belly? Number 3, lack of sleep. What can you do to improve your sleep habits to fight the diagnosis of diabetes? Number 4, smoking. If you are a smoker, what can you do to plan smoker cessation in your life? And finally, chronic stress. What can we do? We've done it for the last hour. What can you do to get a hold of increasing your body's parasympathetic nervous system response, relaxing and resting, becoming more mindful, doing more breath work. What can you add to your life to add to your health and decrease your risk of hearing those words, diabetes, from your doctor? Leave your body nice and still for a moment. And slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, circles with your wrist and your ankles. And when you feel like you're ready, let one leg slide up, followed by the other leg. Let yourself gently roll over to your right or left side. Rest yourself right there. Put a smile on your face for completing a beautiful class, challenging yourself, working that pancreas, working that upper abdomen, getting that ujjayi breath moving with movement of your body. Wonderful. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. When you're ready, on your next exhale, top hand, bottom elbow, push yourself up into a seated position. Find yourself resting in a nice seated position with your hands to your heart. Smiles on your faces. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today.